With just hours left before the decision day, a poaching charge has erupted in Delhi, coinciding with the exit polls predicting a BJP victory. The Aam Aadmi Party alleges Operation Lotus by BJP leading to high drama at Arvind Kejriwal's residence, where the Anti-Corruption Bureau officers arrived following the orders of Lieutenant Governor for investigation. The Aam Aadmi Party has said that as many as 16 MLAs were offered up to 15 crore rupees to defect. The results will be out tomorrow. Meanwhile, the ACB, or the Anti-Corruption Bureau, has sought from Kejriwal the phone number, details of all the MLAs who were asked by BJP to defect. Basically, they have asked Kejriwal to give them the proof of his claim.
ये शिकायती पत्र मैंने स्वयं से एसीबी में दिया है और पूरे मामले की जांच की मांग की है। इस पूरे मामले की इन्वेस्टिगेशन होनी चाहिए, ये हमने एसीबी को कहा है। नंबर 1। नंबर 2 बात ये है कि क्या दिल्ली के अंदर हत्या, लूट, डकैती, बलात्कार, गैंगवॉर, कोर्ट के अंदर हत्या के मामले में आदरणीय एलजी महोदय इतनी ही त्वरित गति से कार्रवाई करते हैं? नहीं करते। लेकिन कम से कम अच्छी बात है कि इस मामले में इतनी सक्रियता दिखाई जा रही है। मैंने स्वयं से सारा प्रकरण लिख के इस शिकायत की जांच के लिए एसीबी को कहा है और वो इसकी जांच करेंगे।
देखिए, पिछले 1.5 घंटे से एसीबी की टीम यहाँ पर बैठी हुई थी। जब वो आए, उनके पास ना कोई स्टैम्प थी, ना कोई पेपर था, ना कोई नोटिस था और ना उनके पास कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस थी। जिस तरीके से उन्होंने ऊपर से इंस्ट्रक्शंस ली और 1.5 घंटा लग गया उनको नोटिस मंगवाने में। नोटिस भी बाहर से तैयार होकर आया, उस नोटिस को सर्व करके गए हैं। हम उसको स्टडी करके लीगल रिकॉर्ड्स जो भी होगा उसका रिप्लाई होगा वो देंगे हमको। हमने पूछा कि बताइए कंप्लेनेंट कौन है, उन्होंने कहा एलजी का पीएस कंप्लेनेंट है, लेकिन उस नोटिस के अंदर इस तरह का कोई उल्लेख नहीं है। ना बीजेपी का उल्लेख है, ना एलजी के पीएस का उल्लेख है। सिंपल एक नोटिस है और वो नोटिस भी लीगली तरीके से तैयार नहीं किया गया है, उसका हम रिप्लाई करेंगे।
सर, देखा जा रहा है आम आदमी पार्टी की तरफ से सीरियस एलिगेशंस लगाए जा रहे हैं कि बीजेपी की तरफ से उनके कुछ जो एमएलएज हैं उनको पोच करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। क्या कहेंगे इस पे?
आप इसे सीरियस एलिगेशन समझते हैं? ये बेहूदगी है आम आदमी पार्टी की, जो हर बार करते हैं और इस तरह के फॉल्स एलिगेशन लगाने इनके चरित्र में है। अरविंद केजरीवाल खुद 3-3, 4-4 बार हमारे नेताओं से माफ़ी मांग चुके हैं कोर्ट में। आतिशी मार्लेना इसी मामले में जमानत पर है। अब संजय सिंह की बारी है। ये इनके बाकी नेता जो आरोप लगा रहे हैं, ये झूठ बोलते हैं और झूठ बोलकर भाग जाते हैं, लेकिन इस बार इनको भागने नहीं देंगे। इनको बताना पड़ेगा कानून को कि कौन लोग हैं, 7 हैं या 16 हैं, आपस में तय करें, क्योंकि दोनों की स्क्रिप्ट अलग है, अरविंद केजरीवाल की, संजय सिंह की। किसने फ़ोन किया, कितने पैसे, किसको फ़ोन आया, पूरी डिटेल बतानी पड़ेगी। हम इनके खिलाफ एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो में जा रहे हैं, जांच की मांग करें और इनको कानूनी प्रक्रिया का सामना करने के लिए मजबूर करेंगे।
जैसा एग्जिट पोल में दिख रहा है और जैसा हमारा भी ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट है, उसके आधार पे भारतीय जनता पार्टी अच्छे सीटों के साथ अच्छे बहुमत से सरकार बनाने जा रही है। अब इन लोगों ने जिस प्रकार से पहले भी सनसनी फैलाते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं, तो हमने तो इसका कंप्लेन भी कर दिया। पार्टी ने कंप्लेन किया है क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक शिष्टाचार है, शुचिता है, और अगर कोई गलत बात करेगा तो हम उसकी जांच करने के लिए जरूर कहेंगे। एसीबी को हमने कंप्लेन किया है।
The BJP raised a complaint about these allegations with the Lieutenant Governor, and promptly acting upon this, the Lieutenant Governor ordered a probe by the Anti-Corruption Bureau and ordered them to launch an investigation into these allegations so as to see, the truth behind these allegations of this poaching charges. After that, an Anti-Corruption Bureau team lands up at Arvind Kejriwal's residence, and they're here stationed for around 2 hours. Arvind Kejriwal's and Aam Aadmi Party's legal team also lands up here. I spoke to the legal team head, Mr. Sanjeev Nasiar, and he told me that ACB team is not being allowed to go inside the residence to investigate or to collect any sort of evidences. Why? Because they do not have any legal document, any legal notice that they brought with themselves which says that they can carry out this investigation. Mr. Nasyar also mentioned that these are legal proceedings that need to be followed, which was not duly done by the ACB. So how can they land up just like this and want to investigate a former Chief Minister's residence? Now, Sanjay Singh also spoke to me, even Mr. Nasyar, the advocate, both of them indicated that it is this agency that is now acting upon the BJP's commands. Because how is it so that within a few hours the BJP asks for a complaint and asks for a probe, and the LG also gives the order within, very prompt order to launch an investigation, and within a few hours the ACB lands up at the former Chief Minister's residence. How is it that this is happening with such, smoothness, whereas when the Aam Aadmi Party had been asking for an investigation into the matter, no one was paying heed? These are questions that Sanjay Singh has raised into the matter as well. And following that, when the ACB team left Arvind Kejriwal's residence, what we know is that the ACB team served a notice to the Arvind Kejriwal, in which there are main 4 to 5 points which state that Arvind Kejriwal should appear before the ACB office today, before any time that is convenient for him, but today, and provide answers to questions such as to, whether or not the Twitter post, formerly known as Twitter post, was made by him genuinely or not, and the details of the 16 candidates, from whom have they received the calls, the call numbers, the call recordings, the call logs, every single detail and factual evidence to be provided on the record so as to substantiate their argument of their allegations. And the ACB notice also mentions that why should the ACB not level any sort of legal action against any such person who has made such allegations and spread such information on social media platforms, because this has amounted to a tantamount panic creation sort of a scenario, not just between the candidates but also between the voters. So really a very intense day between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, right down to the last moment before the Delhi Assembly election results come out. With camera person Arun Negi, this is Tanushka Datta for NDTV.
Now, just a day before Delhi's vote count, Rahul Gandhi and opposition leaders from Maharashtra alleged voter irregularities in state's assembly elections. Gandhi claims that votes equaling Himachal Pradesh's population were added. They demanded an independent probe. However, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis dismissed it as a narrative to distract from Delhi's results. Take a look.
Just a day before the crucial Delhi election results, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, along with other opposition leaders from Maharashtra, has once again raised concerns over alleged voter anomalies in the recent Maharashtra Assembly elections, where the NDA secured a landslide victory. At a press conference, the leaders alleged discrepancies in voters' list and electoral malpractice. Rahul Gandhi claimed that a massive number of voters had been added in Maharashtra in a short span, questioning the legitimacy of the new voters.
हिमाचल जितने वोटर्स ऐड हुए हैं, महाराष्ट्र से पॉपुलेशन से ज्यादा इलेक्शन कमीशन कह रहा है कि वोटर्स हैं. Now, these are not speculations. These are facts. And this is not our data. This is Election Commission data. These are Election Commission numbers.
The opposition leaders called for an independent investigation into the alleged voter anomalies and urged the Election Commission to uphold the sanctity of the democratic process. They also demanded details of Maharashtra voters list from the poll body.
अगर एक सशक्त लोकतंत्र रखना हो तो फेयर इलेक्शन तो होना ही है. बड़ी विनम्रता से हम कहना चाहते हैं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फेयर होना चाहिए, इतनी हमारी मांग है. और जो हमें जो वोटर्स लिस्ट फोटो सब मांग रहे बस हमें दे दे, बाकी हम लोग क्या मांग रहे.
However, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has dismissed these allegations, calling them baseless and part of a narrative being spun in the run-up to the Delhi poll results.
वोटर्स कहाँ से आए, वोटर कहाँ आए, किसका नाम काटा, इसका सारा जवाब इलेक्शन कमीशन ने दिया हुआ है। राहुल गांधी एक प्रकार से कवर फायरिंग कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनको पता है 8 तारीख को दिल्ली के रिजल्ट के बाद उनकी पार्टी का दिल्ली में नामो निशान समाप्त होने वाला है। इसलिए उस दिन क्या बोलना और किस प्रकार से नया नैरेटिव तैयार करना, इसकी प्रैक्टिस वो कर रहे हैं।
The Election Commission had previously addressed these concerns and rubbished the allegations, but with the timing of this renewed attack by the opposition, questions are being raised about its political significance. With Bureau Report, this is Radhika Ramaswamy for NDTV.
India has officially raised concerns with the US over the treatment of Indian deportees on a recent flight. Sources confirm that the issue of ill treatment is being discussed at diplomatic levels. New Delhi is in touch with Washington, emphasizing that such treatment should be avoided.
In recent conversations, when we have sought details about potential returnees from the United States, we have been told that there are up to 487 presumed Indian citizens with final removal orders with the US authorities. This particular, especially the deportation that happened day before yesterday, is somewhat different compared to the earlier flights that have taken place and that have been taking place for many, many years, as you would be aware, is of a slightly different nature because in the US system itself, it was described as a national security operation. And that is perhaps one of the reasons why a military aircraft was used. Yes, we have been in touch with US authorities on this issue on a continuing basis, and we have registered our concern with the US authorities on these matters. While we have heard from US officials and we've been made aware of the SOPs on the use of restraints, and EM described this in his statement yesterday as well. Notwithstanding that, if there are specific issues that are brought to our attention that we notice, and we do make our concerns known to the United States, that it is perhaps this kind of treatment can perhaps be avoided. These are conversations that we are having with the United States.
The Manipur Congress President Kesham said that they would move a no-confidence motion against N. Biren Singh government in the ensuing assembly session beginning from 10th of February. Singh said that the Congress, which has 5 MLAs in the 60-member House, would move a no-confidence against the Biren Singh government for its failure to deal with the ethnic violence in the state. Taking to X, Megha Chandra Singh said the Brahmastra missile will surely hit one of the double engines. Congress party is set to move no confidence motion anytime soon. Singh said that this is the first no confidence motion to be moved against the BJP government after the ethnic violence began in Manipur on 3rd of May 2023.
But the Congress party already said will put up a no confidence motion, as some of the party with whom they are getting along withdrew their support. So that is natural for Congress party. Whether we have the number or not, that is other thing. But psychologically and implicatively, we have to challenge the authority of the government, their legitimacy to continue to rule.
Earlier today, PM Modi interacted with top professionals from India and the world who are a part of the advisory board of WAVE Summit. PM had a virtual conversation with the likes of Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, actors including Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Chiranjeevi Mohanlal, Rajnikant, Amir Khan, A.R. Rahman, the musician, Akshay Kumar, Ranbir Kapoor, Deepika Padukone, Daljit, Mithun Chakravarti and Hema Malini. Time for a quick break on the show. More on the other side. Stay tuned. Adani Group Chairman Gautam Adani's youngest son Jeet got married in a small and extremely private ceremony in Ahmedabad earlier today. Jeet Adani married Diva Jaimin Shah, the daughter of diamond merchant Jaimin Shah. The wedding was a simple, private and traditional affair with close friends and family. Taking to social media platform X, Gautam Adani shared pictures saying, "With the blessings of Almighty God, Jeet and Diva tied the sacred knot of marriage today." The wedding took place today in Ahmedabad with traditional rituals among loved ones. It was an extremely small and private functions. He said, "I sincerely seek blessings and love from all of you for my daughter Diva and Jeet." Ace designer Manish Malhotra designed the wedding outfits for the bride and the groom. Jeet Adani joined Adani Group in 2019 after attending the University of Pennsylvania School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. On the occasion of his son Jeet's wedding, Adani Group Chairman Gautam Adani donated 10,000 crore rupees to social causes. The larger part of this donation is expected to go into funding massive infrastructure projects in healthcare, education and skill development. Sources said these initiatives will focus on giving all sections of society access to a network of affordable world-class hospitals, medical colleges and affordable top-tier K-12 schools and advanced global skill academies with assured employability. Mr. Adani earlier shared that the couple had pledged to contribute 10 lakh each for the wedding of 500 women with disabilities every year. Days before the wedding, Jeet Adani met 21 newlywed Divyang women and their husbands to launch this initiative.
Gautam Adani's younger son, Jeet Adani, tied the knot with Diva Shah in Ahmedabad earlier today. Mr. Adani took to X to share the good news. On this occasion, he has made a generous donation of Rs 10,000 crore. This distinctive wedding gift will be used towards various social causes. Sources close to Mr. Adani said that the cause list for a sizable donation has been shaped by his social philosophy of seva over self. The larger part of his donation is expected to go into funding infrastructure initiatives in healthcare, education and skill development. These initiatives will focus on giving all sections of society access to a network of affordable world-class hospitals and medical colleges, affordable top-tier K-12 schools and advanced global skills academies with assured employability. At the Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj last month, Mr. Adani had said that the wedding was going to be simple and traditional.
देखो ऐसा है, जीत की शादी 7 फरवरी को है और एक्चुअली हमारी कार्यशैली जो है एक कॉमन पर्सन की तरह है, सामान्य वर्ग की तरह है और जीत भी आया था तो वो माँ गंगा का आशीर्वाद लेने ही आया था और जीत की जो शादी है बहुत ट्रेडिशनल की तरह से बहुत सिंपल और ट्रेडिशनल वे पे होने वाली है.
Instead of putting on a star-studded spectacle, the family has dedicated the wedding to causes that truly matter. The couple has vowed to contribute Rs 10 lakh for the wedding of 500 Divyang women each year. Jeet Adani also suggested a Divyang special episode on Shark Tank India to highlight entrepreneurs with disabilities. His inspiration? A visit to Mitti Cafe. The cafe chain empowers individuals with disabilities through employment and is supported by the Adani Group. On top of providing employment opportunities, it provides a platform for skill development and societal integration. Jeet Adani himself inaugurated the cafe's Mumbai International Airport branch earlier. The move is characteristic of Adani family, and it has a history of making donations to meaningful causes. Its commitment to inclusivity made para-cricketer Amir Hussain Lone's dream come true. The group contributed 70 lakh rupees to help him open a cricket academy in Kashmir. From rehabilitating families to empowering children achieve their dreams, the Adani Group has touched the lives of thousands of Indians. When landslides struck Wayanad last year, Mr. Adani donated Rs 5 crore to support relief efforts. In 2022, on his 60th birthday, Mr. Adani pledged rupees 60,000 crore towards health, skill development and education sector. Later that year, after the Morbi Bridge collapsed in Gujarat, the Adani Foundation pledged rupees 5 crore for 20 children who lost one or both parents in the incident. These are just some of the initiatives taken by the conglomerate to give back to society. Others include Bank Sakhi program aimed at empowering rural women to be financially independent, Integrated Tribal Development Program for economic prosperity of tribal families, and opening schools across multiple states in India. Now comes the latest announcement in yet another contribution towards the betterment of the country. By choosing to support social causes, Mr. Adani has redefined the essence of celebrating personal milestones by introducing a community-focused approach.
Well, that's all we could pack into this bulletin. Thanks for watching.